Okay, let's start. Let's start. Let's start with breath standing. Inhale and open, reach up to the heavens. And then exhale, easy float down, letting your arms just descend. Inhale, open, stretch it out and up. And exhale, coming down, trying to go up and down with sort of the same energy. Sometimes filling up, expanding. And then as we come down, letting go. And one more inhale, open. Reach it out and up, look toward the heavens. This time, bend your knees, exhale, round your spine, drop it down, let your head and neck release, and inhale, coming back up, arms reaching out, chest and heart opening. Exhale, drop it down, let go, soften and melt. Inhale, open, lift, arch, exhale, kind of, again, going down and up with the same sort of even keel energy, working towards a sense of coherence and balance in the nervous system so that we're not going up and we're not going down more than the other one, right? We're having a balance between our upping and our downing. That's a technical term, upregulation and downregulation. And generally the upregulation is when we're going up and, oh, it's exciting and oh my God, I might be anxious. And the downregulation is, oh, it's calming, but it might be depressing, it might be down. So letting ourselves find a place where it's really even, where our nervous system can go in whatever direction it needs to go to suit the moment. Let's spiral, twisting, looking around behind you. I'm shifting. I'm going to shift away from the spiral and flex my foot. So I'm getting that extra little bit of movement in my calf and shin because I'm flexing as I move away from that leg. Using my breath in whatever way feels good. Again, going for this sort of even keel, not going up, not going down. And then we're going to change it. We're going to go onto that leg and pivot the back foot. Looking around behind you, seeing what's back there. So eyes involved in the action. And then we're going to change it and just stay in center and really let the spiral go up your spine, up your torso. And I'm also hitting. So my hands, when they come into my body, are giving it a little bit of a hit on my hips. Not too hard, just something that gives the tissue a little bit of a bounce. Okay, and then coming in, we'll do undulations from the bottom to the top. So bending your knees and coming up. Getting that fluid movement through the whole body, hydrating tissue, encouraging a sense of connection between the upper and the lower, or the lower and the upper, from the bottom to the top. You can go bigger if you want to, or not. And then let's try it from the top to the bottom. So head down to tail, or head down to your feet. Rippling through a kinetic chain of movement that's going joint to joint, we could say, or area to area in successive, one, then the next, then the next, then the next. Good. Then let's do it side to side. So head, and it's like your head is going out, up, and over. And there's a little teeny bit of forward backward in this for me. If I stay sideways, purely sideways, it's fine. But if I add a little bit of front back, it's a little more interesting. Feels good in my body. Think of your neck and jaw, very easy and loose. Tongue alive. And then coming in, and just our head turning over one shoulder and then the other. Letting the shoulders drop down and away. As you're breathing, just allowing the breath to return in and then come in. We're going to do a little bit of Kapalabhati. So what it is kind of you're exhaling out actively, and then you're letting the air come back in. So it's a sniff, it's a yogic breath, yogic pranayama. I know that the person in my Zoom room knows this. People in my Zoom room know this. So it's a big, I should probably blow my nose before I do this. And it would help if I had a tissue. I can feel the snot just getting ready to come. Yeah, usually when I do pranayama, I need to have a tissue nearby because snot is gonna move. All right, so that's proof of the fluid movement, right? Oh, snot's happening. So here we're gonna go. Think of it coming, the breath coming down towards your pelvic floor and bouncing back up. So the exhale is, you can do it with your mouth open or your mouth closed. I'm giving you a couple of different versions. And I'm sorry, I keep talking about this. Just let's go back to doing it again. We'll just do it for a little while. Then we'll inhale, exhale everything out. Inhale, take a little breath hold. Good, exhale everything out. Inhale, tiny breath hold, 5 to 10 seconds. And let it out. One reason we don't want to do a very long breath hold or a really long amount of this pranayama is that we're standing. Normally you're seated when you do pranayama, but I just wanted to get the breath floating. And I had this experience this week that was really unusual for me. Usually I feel like the inhale, it's kind of active, and then the exhale is the letting go. But in one of my meditations, I started to feel like letting the air in was the letting go, and the exhale was more active. And that's really what Kapalabhati is, where we're actively exhaling every time. Shining skull, right? So I thought, oh, this is one of the first times I really felt that release on the inhale. And sometimes in our lives, we need to let things in, and that's a release as opposed to getting rid of stuff, right? So we want to find that balance. All right, let's open up. That was just a tiny little bit of Kapalabhati, a tiny little bit of breath work in the middle. It would be great to do that for a longer session, but this is more about movement today. That was just to get that idea in there of the inhale as being the release. I'm letting things in. I'm allowing the breath to come back, not blocking it, right? I'm spacious inside to fill up with that breath. Let's go to the back, opening to the back. And that's what a lot of the movement is, to help us find that inner spaciousness and this relationship to the outer spaciousness. I am just moving through space here. And the space doesn't really change whether my body's in it or not. The space is the space. Good. Let's change it again. So really a body half, it's going to be like this, like a little lizard. So these are the possibilities of the more bigger gross movement developmental patterns. We have upper versus lower, right? Up versus low. Then we have one side versus the other side. So this is homologous, up versus lower, upper versus lower, homologous movement. Homolateral, one side versus the other. And then contralateral, where we're crossing. Cross crawl, cross body movement. Let's just hit the leg. And those three patterns, if you keep cycling through them when you're working out, you're giving your nerves a nice amount of toning in these different ways. Also, it's how babies develop, right? First, they learn a little bit of amorphous center to edge movement, some breath support. They're developing their core support. Then they start to do upper versus lower, push-pull patterning, then right versus left, rolling, and then contralateral movement, cross crawl, which is the most advanced for humans. Let's go to the back one more time, but let's take it. So you're going to really reach that leg out and see if you can touch your foot and take it forward. So I am adding front back, as well as side, side, as well as up, down to my movement. If I go even deeper, I'm just having to work a little bit more in my back and also in my standing leg, working the balance. Last one. Good. And come in, internally rotate your knees and feet, arch and curl. Arching and curling. So the legs are spiraling in, and we're doing a cat-cow, arch and curl, arch and curl, arch and curl. And my chest is sort of blossoming, opening, sticking out my butt, and then hollowing and scooping, arching and curling. And let's come down to the floor, all the way down onto your back on the floor. And hello, people that are watching. I never take the chat until the very end. So feel free to write things in there, but just know that I'm most likely never gonna, I'll see it later. I just won't see it during class. All right, taking it down onto your back on the floor. Go a little lower with that. Spirals with your lower body. First, just let your body relax for a minute. Settle into the ground. Give it time to sense that earth underneath you. The gravitational pull of the earth and the levity and lightness of your breath, right? So it's not just like splash into the floor, gravity is holding me down. We also have this resilience of breath and flow moving away from the earth. And let's go with the spirals, lower body. I'm going to open and close, really relaxed in my lower body, just letting one leg fall open and then the other close. So 2 individual legs opening and closing. So we get that movement in the inner thighs. If I move with my legs staying together like that, it might feel really good in my lower back and my glutes. So that might be worth doing sometimes. But I also right now want to have this differentiation between the 2 legs. So there's a little bit more movement in the hip socket. There's more movement in the inner thighs, outer thighs. Your tissue is getting a little bit different kind of action. But go back and forth, try it for yourself and see what's it like when I kind of move the legs as a unit, massaging. I get a really nice massage through my lower back and my butt. If I slow it down and initiate with my tail, I come into really what's a much more traditional Irmgard Bartenieff knee drop fundamental, which is also quite lovely. Okay, but I'm going back to these opening and closings. Play back and forth with it. Learn by moving and trying, not by me just telling you what it is. Feel it for yourself. And then we're going to cross it over and reach a little further, if that feels good. If the spiraling is not feeling good, don't go so deep. But for me, this version now gets right in between my shoulder blades. So my rhomboids get a little mash out and some spaciousness. And my shoulder blades are moving around, sliding around on my back. And then coming in, and I feel like, yeah, so my own body, I'm having a little bit of knee stuff going on and some lower back stuff because I was dancing on cement on Friday and I wasn't very warmed up and I hadn't done my own class. I just had a really full day of getting costumes together. So we're doing what my body needs to do to recuperate. Lifting up your pelvis, circling around. And I am allowing this to really free up my spine. My head is not locked into place. It can move a little bit. And also I'm thinking of like, this is like stirring my inner body so that everything's getting spacious and hydrated. It could be big or small, change direction. So listen to your body for size, like, oh, this feels good at this size. And the way that I usually try things out and decide what I like is by trying a lot of different things. I don't go, oh, this is the one, until I've tried a bunch of other things too. So try it out and see. Oh, also slowing it down for me is massaging out the space between my shoulder blades. And then come in. We'll take it down to the floor for a second, arms and legs up, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. We're going to come back to that in a second. We're just going to do this upper body twist. And this really is to release neck, shoulders, jaw, and spiral the upper body. So I'm going to take the fingertips of my hand, bend the wrist, bend the elbow, reaching across the chest, reaching palm to palm, and then letting the water in my body just pour myself back onto the floor. Same thing on the other side, fingertips, wrist, elbow, the hand straightens back out as you slide across. And so my shoulders are a little tight right now. My head is popping off the floor. If I really focus on relaxing and creating space inside my body, I can let my head stay on the floor, but I have to think about it. And that's sort of what we're aiming towards. I'm going maybe a little bit further each time. My hip comes off the floor, but my knees, this knee especially, is pointing up to the ceiling. So this knee is moving a little bit. If both knees come with me, I'm not going to get that spiral. So I want to feel this leg reaching out and away, or at least through that knee to the ceiling. One more time each side. We're going to change it for this last one, though. You're just going to circle your arm up over your head, melt into the floor. Same thing on this. The first half is the beginning is the same, and then the second part is just opening it up and over. And then from there, let's do a push with your feet and let that undulate through your body. So rippling like a wave moving through your body, pelvis, belly, rib cage and chest, shoulders, neck, head bobbling up and down. Relax it. Relax the tension. Feel your feet connecting to the floor. Let this just massage out your inner body through the movement. Right? There's a nice undulation. If you aren't undulating, if it's kind of like you're holding still, that's what you do to hold your body. Let go of that. Right? So even if you're faking it a little bit, let go. Start to feel what it's like to let go of that tension pattern. We've learned really well how to not move. Now we're trying to learn how to move well, or how to move with fluidity. Let's put it that way. Like the value judgments are kind of unhelpful when we're talking about movement and bodies. You did it right, you did it wrong. It's like, there's a lot of tension around right and wrong. So let that go, let it just be movement. You moved, yes, great. Hands on your knees, big circles. And within our bodies are just in a constant state of like, this is opening, this is closing. Like there are little valves as the fluid moves through, pulsing. Even like the pulses are like movement, a little bit less, movement, a little bit less, movement. It's not like there's one steady, even thing going on. Change direction with the circles, hydrating up your hip sockets, releasing your lower back, relax your feet. And let's go from there into a happy baby pose. Wiggling around in your baby, open, close, do whatever you got to do. Right, so if I'm in my baby like this, here's an upper versus lower pattern. If I go like this, here's a right versus left pattern. Try it, like a contralateral pattern in the baby is not very likely in the baby pose, happy baby pose. All right, I want to go back to doing stuff with our hamstrings and back. So I'm going to go up, open my feet a little bit wider so that they're at least as wide as my shoulders. I'm going to interlace my hands behind my back, walk my shoulders close together, pushing the floor away. From there, I'm going to inhale, roll to the outer edge of my foot, and exhale, touch my knees all the way together. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, close. So I'm getting this little bit of a spiral in the tissue in my leg. Inhale, open, external rotation. Exhale, close, internal rotation. Inhale, open. And my pelvis is kind of going up and down. I'm not trying to push it up and down. It's just the natural consequence of the movement. Couple more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Come into neutral. Let's open the arms up. Let's just come down for a second. Roll it down through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Take a big deep breath. Let the air come in and wiggle around on the floor. Free flow your body. Shake it out. Think of like shaking all your tissue and also freeing up your spine. So like there's like a fluid undulation movement inside. And then if you shake, the tissue on the outside also softens up, right? Shaking is a great way to release tension. And sometimes we have parts of our body that, oh, I can't shake that. No, let go of it. Unless you're in pain, and then don't shake it. But if it's not a painful thing, just shake it all, let it all go. Have a little tantrum on the floor and let go of any of that extra stuck energy that might be holding on in there. Let's open our feet wider, and you're going to internally rotate one leg at a time, spiraling in. Internal spiral. Again, this is going to massage out and internally rotate one hip. So I'm massaging out the side that I'm on, but this internal rotation is asking all of that tissue to turn in. Rotating in, rotating in. And so within our body, like we want our fascia and our muscle casings, which is also the fascia, and the fascia is routed through to have some movement. We want our nervous system, our vascular system to be able to move through our body with ease, right? So there's some areas, or like our lungs against the inside of our ribs, like there has to be slidey surfaces, or even our diaphragm into our liver and our spleen, that those surfaces should slide and glide, not adhere. Like there's places where our body is connected and should be connected, and then there are places where we don't want that adherence. We don't want things glomming onto each other and sticking. And if we don't move very much, what happens? We glom on and stick. So we want that fluidity in our body, fluidity in our system. And it's the fluidity of our nervous system, our vascular system, our lymphatic system, all moving through our body. Energy going out, energy coming back. I was just seeing this thing. It's Stop Chasing Pain. He's a chiropractor, Perry Nicholson, but he does a lot of stuff with lymph, a lot of different things about the fluids and the flows of our body, which is also, of course, my favorite thing in the world. And he's talking about like how like our arterial flow goes out and branches and gets smaller and smaller, it moves out to the capillaries, and then it comes back through the venous flow. But like the pipes moving out, like it's the same pipe that's just getting smaller and smaller or branching out. It's not like different pipes. It's not different systems. All right, let's stretch really long. Reach it out, stretch through one side, stretch through the other. And then let's do this neck stretch. Hands behind your head, exhale, chin into your chest, inhale. Open, 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 exhale. Everything out, inhale. Open and fill up, exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. We're going to go up and stay and pulse. So when we say exhale, and I say exhale everything out, it's not possible to exhale everything out. That would collapse the lung. So there is always still some air in there holding that space. So exhale as much as you can out and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale. Let the air just flow back in with ease, coming up. Exhale everything out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let it fill up. Let the air come back in. Last one of those. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, fill it up, relax, wiggle around, let it go. Free up your muscles. Give a little tap to your belly. So here's my edge of my ribs, there's my pelvis. I'm just tapping around that whole area and relax it. So you're not trying to hold it and brace against anything. You're just letting it relax, letting the fluid movement come in, jiggling like jello. Good. And let's do a big spiral, arms out to the sides, twisting your head away from your legs. If your back feels good, if your back is hurting, turn your head in the same direction as your legs. And if you want to make it harder, extend your legs all the way. I have brought the kitty tower back into the room, and yet there are no cats sitting on it. Peapod was up there the other day. I got her up there with a toy, enticed her up with a toy, and she was kind of into it for a few minutes, and then she was like, oh, I'm done. So we'll see if it becomes if it becomes a place to go again, or if it's just going to sit there. She does use it as a scratching post, but the only one who uses it as a scratching post is the Peapod. All right, let's come in and let's take the hands down, big circles with your legs, circling out and down. I'm just going to leave my feet pointed this time. Long legs. If you cramp, either relax your feet or flex them at some point. Me and the floor, screeching around together. And then I'm going to flex and change direction, leaving them flexed the whole time, reaching out through my heels. Big circles or small circles. Work with what feels good in your body. Last one. Opening it out. Rock from side to side, massaging through your back. I'm just hearing a weird noise at my house. I'm not sure what it is. All right, let's come up onto all fours, onto your hands and knees. Let's just take a little walk on the mat forward. You can go past your mat and then take it back. If you need more padding, get it. And let your torso kind of move. Imagine you're an animal, like a big cat, and move forward and backward, letting your body move with the movement of your arms and legs. Like when you see a cat walking, they're not walking like this, right? They're letting it all, I don't mean, my cats are kind of weird. One's a big chubby sausage with legs, and then one's like a total fluid noodle. So that's the one we'd want to walk a little bit more like really everything has movement. But I'm talking about like big cats, like a big lion or a tiger. Get that big cat movement into your body. It's kind of hard when you have a little tiny area of walking. All right, let's come into center. Open your hands wider. Circles with your chest, heart, and lungs. Pushing the floor away, scooping down and pushing up, or dipping down and scooping up. Chest, lungs, heart, diaphragm, pelvis, pelvic floor, all moving around. Go the other way. Good. And let's come into all fours with your hands directly under you. See if you can send an undulation from your tail to your head here. Rippling through, tail to head. Doesn't have to be huge. Can I do a huge one? Actually, it feels much more like a ripple if I don't go very big. Try it from your head to your tail, other direction. So we're not doing it to like demonstrate this huge mobility in our spine. We're doing it to feel into the ripple, that we can feel the movement move through our body. Good. And let's come over the back of the hands and just rotate your hands in and out. Breathe. Massaging through your arms by pushing into the floor with your forearm. And then from there, forearm plank. One knee to the floor at a time, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're just going to do 8. We're going to try a ripple here. Knees to head. And then head to knees or head to feet. And relax. Bend your knees, let your legs fall from side to side. Allowing that to massage out the front of your quads, Relax your tail, wagging your tail like you have a big bushy tail, like a fox. And then let's take the arms out in front, legs behind, regular old Pilates swimming, just paddling away. Big inhales, big exhales. Use the breath to fill your body with energy. Take your hands next to your chest, arch all the way up, opening, looking up, and then releasing it back down. Inhale, push and open, and exhale, release it back down. Come up, see if you can touch your toes to your head, and release it down. 2 more. Last one. Take it back into a child's pose. Melt. Just shift your body from side to side. Let it go. And then come up. How are we doing? What time is it? All the questions all at once. 9:37. We got lots of time. And let's go on to our sides. So we're going to do this spiral, sort of a mixture of forward, backward, or sorry, sort of a contralateral movement, mixture of Pilates and La Bartenia, where we're really spiraling, not stabilizing the center, but letting it really move. So one arm going forward as the leg goes back. Letting this twist really come into your body. So we're spiraling, working cross body. And then we're going to do this very revolutionary thing called rolling over to the other side. And we're doing it on the other side. It's only revolutionary because I almost never face back when I'm teaching. But here we are. We're just doing it out of convenience. Opposite arm to leg. Spiraling through your torso. Opening the front and then closing the front, or opening the top and then the bottom. What does that even mean? Last one. And come in onto your back. We're going to come back up because I just want to keep hitting these hamstring exercises. And we'll do another breath exercise in a minute with that. So you're going to walk your feet out, inch them out, flex your feet, and just pull on the diagonal forward and backward. Allow your shoulders to relax and receive some massage there as your torso stays kind of board-like. So we're not undulating here. Could we undulate this? We could. Anyway, we're not going to. We're just going to go back and forth. Then top feet down to the floor and try it again. Flex it up. Come down anytime you need to. And feet down. And flex it up. I'm just enjoying the upper trap massage. And feet down. And roll it down through your spine, all the way down to the floor. Relax. Let the breath come in. Right when we really relax, we've done the work. Let the breath return. All right, so let's bring it in. Let's do that more breathwork oriented thing, which is, I learned it from Leslie Kaminoff when he came and did a event at the Olympic. So I'm going to pull up. You can see my panties, but these pants kind of fall down. But what I want you to see is this. So we're going to press up ribs. You're going to take a deep breath in. Let your chest come to your chin. And then exhale. Keep the chest at your chin. Exhale as much out as feels comfortable. Hold that exhale. Roll it down through your spine. Let the air come back in. When you hit the bottom, relax. So you'll see, like, When I roll it down on the exhale, it kind of vacuums my belly in there, right? Squishing all my organs. Getting some movement through the whole body. When you inhale, again, let that fill back up. Let your gut fill back up. Even though it isn't your gut filling up, it's just your diaphragm pushing down so that your organs can relax. That's super important. In Western culture, like the corset, what did it do? It did not ever allow you to breathe into your belly. Tight pants around our waist, same thing, can't really belly breathe. And we want the breath to be in all three sections, in our bellies, in our lower ribs, even up here, right? We don't want to lock anything out of the breathing. Let's do this again. Press it up, exhale everything out for a second. Deep breath in. Push chest to chin, hold that, and then exhale as you hold the chest to your chin, so you're elongating up here. Roll it down, vertebra by vertebra. When you get to the bottom, relax and fill back up. Let it go. So it shouldn't take you forever to do that roll down. We're not going like, oh, individual vertebra, like the pearl necklace piece by piece. We're just rolling down so that it feels like you get that vacuum pack. Last time, press it up. Exhale everything out. Deep breath in. Chest to chin. Exhale. Keep the chest at your chin. Roll it down. When you hit the bottom, really relax and let it fill back up. All right, I need to free up my back and my neck a little bit. So let's just do some free flow movement with the arms, with your head, like you're conducting the underwater orchestra, playing the most beautiful music in the world. Free it up, let it go. I think there's a movie with Isabella Rossellini called The Most Beautiful Music in the World, something like that. It's really funny and weird. I saw it with my mom at the Sunshine Theater in New York many years ago. All right, let's just circle our arms around our body. Sometimes we do this with weights. Letting your go with it. And then go the other way. Oh, I just managed to do weird things with my earbuds. Then go the other way. Let your arms be as much like sea grasses, as fluid and flowy as possible. Good, and then come back in. Let's roll back and forth, rounding through your spine. Take it to a plow if that feels good or not. And then let's flip back over onto hands and knees. We're gonna go to, let's go to elbows and knees. Take one leg out behind you. You're gonna lift as high as you can, take it out to the side. You may push onto your hand and then lower, lift it up to the back and down, up to the side and lower, up, reach and lower, up, carry it side, lower, up, reach to the ceiling and lower, up, carry it to the side and lower, up, ceiling, lower. Two more. Try to keep reaching as high as you can. Last one. If this hurts your knees and you can't be on your knees, you could adjust this and do it sort of laying on your side, or add more padding. Up, carry it to the side and lower, up to the back and down. Up, side, lower, up, back, down, up, side, lower, up, back, down, up, side, lower, up, back, down. I'm really not counting it. I was going for like somewhere between 7 and 9 on each side. So I think about 2 more. Last one. And come up. We're going to go onto our butts. Knees very relaxed and just roll from side to side, massaging out your glutes, Glutes and rotators releasing, letting go. Let's do this. You're gonna kind of swing one leg around and then come swing the other leg. And I'm just letting my shoulders be relaxed, getting this little action, very sort of modern dancey leg movement, letting that massage out my hips. And then we're going to change it. You're not going to swing the leg through. You're going to open up and take it down, surrender to the floor, open through the heavens, open, open, and surrender to the earth. Again, a big spiral. And we can really reach and radiate outward, opening up, getting expansive, and then surrendering and letting go. So like, give it a little more juiciness by opening, like you are in a Broadway show and you've got to show everybody how wonderful everything is. And then you release it. Open, 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 and then let it go. All right, that's enough of that. Let's come in and let's do just take your hands on your legs, squish the tissue around, give it a little massage, really to mobilize the tissue, not to dig into any tight spots, but just to get the stuff moving, the stuff of your body. Yeah, so I'm kind of like letting my fingers dig into my calves a little in the interest that nothing's getting gummed up against anything else. There is some flow and fluidity in there. Jiggly and loose. Give it a hit. Let that movement like rebound through there. And then let's do a hip stretch. Going with I'm gonna go knee over knee. Oh, my hips are always tight. Oh, there we go. If you need to, you can straighten the bottom leg. If not, fold it under. These are very Dr. Seussy pants. These are costumes from a show that we did a long time ago in the city. And I was just looking through costumes the other day and found them. I'm like, oh, I could wear those. All right, take it and circle inside your body. You can either lift up out of it, depending on how tight you are, or sink down into it, or try both. Imagining as you're doing this movement that those cushy marshmallowy discs inside, in between your vertebra are squishing. And becoming more resilient. So they're like becoming more squishy and resilient because you're moving around. Each of them is getting this nice little internal massage. Take it forward and down. Surrender and let go. You can move there too, freeing up the flow of movement. If there's calcification inside your spine, so like spinal stenosis, where the spine is narrowing because the bones are squishing in, imagine that just reabsorbing back into the flow of your body. Water has tremendous power, right? Water can move rock. So allow the fluidness, the fluidity of your movement to break up any calcification that's happening in there. And then come back up and unscramble. Take your legs out, give them a little bang out, rotate in and out. Yeah, my knees are just not happy about that show that I did on Friday. Dancing on cement. I think if we do another show like that, I probably won't do it, but if we dance in sneakers, it would be a lot better. We were dancing in high heels. Of course, that makes it the worst. All right, let's go to the other side. Other leg on top, circling around. At this point, I always go, is this the other leg? Did I just do it twice? Let me see. I really can't tell. I'm going to assume the left was the one I hadn't done. Change direction of your circles. Imagine your cushy marshmallow discs like little springs, creating space between your vertebrae. Take it down. Wiggle around. And then come up, unscramble, shake it out, rotate in and out. Let's take it into a downward dog. So just shifting up into your dog. When walking through your feet, so you're getting a good stretch through your calf and Achilles. And then both heels up, roll your spine forward so you're undulating it out. Find the length and then drop your head. Roll it up to the ceiling, lower your heels. Heels high, scoop the belly in, roll it forward. Find it, drop your head, push, roll it up, heels down, up through your spine. Roll it forward, stay there. We're just gonna take one knee in, reach it out and lower. Other knee in, out and lower, in, out, lower, in, out, lower, in, out, lower, in, out, lower. 2 more times. Last one. And take your butt up to the ceiling, walk your feet in, let yourself hang in a forward fold. Interlace your hands behind your back, and you're going to bend and straighten your knees there. Just letting those hamstrings open back up. Chest, lungs, and heart open. If you feel loose down there, try looking out over one leg and then over the other. Release your hands down. You can try it again using your arms. Just getting an extra little twist. And then let's come in, cross one leg over the other, hang out down there. Switch it to the other side. And release, bend your knees, roll it up slowly, letting your head come up to the top, blood returning to your brain, or sorry, returning to your body, blood exiting your brain. I misspeak a lot when I'm teaching. And then I go back and I'm like, I just said the exact opposite of what I meant. Forgive me for my imperfections. Inhale, open. And exhale, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Let it go. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, 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 exhale. Let it go. Inhale, open. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Just shake out your body, bounce. Try bouncing so that you're doing upper versus lower, and then one side versus the other, right? So you have this kind of bounce, like just a straight jump up, and then you have one leg and then the other. Jostle it all out, let it go. And one more breath in, open and lift. And exhale, letting it come down. And that is the end of this class. So if you were there in TV land, please like, subscribe, do me the favor, and leave a message. Tell me something or ask a question. And I'm going to end the live stream. So thank you for showing up, and may you have oh my God, I just want to say, today is 9/11 and I was in New York when it happened. Yeah, going to teach a class at a gym. So God bless, Goddess bless, let us all just soften our systems and have some compassion and empathy for everything that everyone is going through in our lives that are painful things to come back. Oh, very, very thank you for showing up, AC Gomez. Thank you so much. All right, take care. Love and blessing.